Hi guys, Zach here with another Command & Conquer Red Alert video. In this game I'm playing a 3v3 match on the map Open Warfare. I'm starting in the top left position playing as the Soviets. Now, for those of you who don't know this map, Open Warfare is a big map and it contains a lot of ore patches with gems around. Now my team's at the top. We've got 3 players and we've also got 3 players, well 2 players right at the bottom and 1 player sort of more in the middle. It's just the way the spots work. The good thing about our position is that it's sort of like very easy to defend. I've got a person to the right of me, I'm going to destroy that bridge there, so there's less spots that the other team can attack me from. The big disadvantage though of being on the top of the map is you sort of have a bit less access to ore. On the bottom of the map there's like more ore patches, the ore patches tend to be bigger, and there's also more gems, and there's actually a big gem patch in the top bottom left of the map, which we will see later on. And you can just see me destroying that bridge straight away, and Red bringing some infantry, and Cyan does have to be careful there because those infantry could get into his base if he's not careful, if he doesn't bring anything to defend. I'm just going to send some bombermen over to destroy that bridge, because basically the less bridges they can get over into our part of the map, the better. And Blue there bringing some infantry down just for a bit more defence, so there's no way those red infantry are going to get across there. And that bridge is destroyed there, so I'm okay. I'm now going to be building my 2 war factories and getting 2 ore trucks out immediately. And now that I've got my grenadiers there, I'm going to start throwing grenades on that bridge. And yeah, I have to take them back a bit there because they got a bit close. But yeah, they'll eventually get that bridge down and it'll just give 1 less access point to the other team, for the other team. And now we've got that second ore truck out. We're going to start building tanks, and I'm going to build another ore refinery for this big ore patch below my base. Ooh, and I probably might have been better destroying that bridge a bit later, because you can see Cyan bringing some early tanks to Red, it looks like. So yeah, it would have been better if I had that bridge still open there, but at least the other team can't attack us from that position. And Orange having a little infantry there, so we'll just kill that. So it doesn't get into our base, and we're just going to have a little look a little bit further down the map. And now I've got that second ore refinery out, I am going to build a large power plant and start look to be producing some Tesla coils. We can see Orange with some light tanks there. We managed to destroy one there, so that was a bit of a good kill. And I'm just getting a large power plant and a Tesla coil because there's quite a narrow gap. And now we're sort of getting into a fight with some light tanks. There's 5 there at the moment. They're outnumbering my heavy tanks, but my heavy tanks are a little bit stronger. They've got more HP and more firepower. But he does have infantry there also, which will be providing a little bit of support. But it looks like, well, initially it looked like it was getting the upper hand, but I'm going to have to pull back because he's starting to reinforce those quite quickly. I've got a Tesla coil there now, and yeah, I've just seen my ore actually. I should be getting another war factory because those 2, obviously I'm stacking like about 8k of ore, which is a lot more than I need. And I lost some tanks in there, so I'm going to need to pull back and regroup. And once I get that 3rd war factory out, I'm going to obviously have a faster tank build production. And we can see those orange tanks coming up now, and it looks like there's quite a few there. And I don't want them to get too close to my base because well, there's a Tesla coil there, but I want that ore truck to keep on working. And now I've got my 3rd war factory out, I'm going to have a faster building speed. We're going to see, is that light tank army going to come to my base? Because with that Tesla coil, it'll do a lot of damage. But you can see those light tanks seem to be moving to a different part of the map. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow on, because obviously there must be some fighting going on another part. So I'll just take my tank army across and we'll see what damage we can do. We'll probably run into Red's base actually, so we'll see if he's got anything to defend with. Because those orange tanks do seem to be heading like past there. Yeah, you can see them going past Red's base, so we'll see what we can do here. Red doesn't have that many tanks. He's got a couple of medium tanks there, well 4 medium tanks, but that's going to be no match for my army at the moment. And what we're going to do is just going to take out those tanks and then start destroying the main buildings of his base. Just built another Tesla coil there for a bit more defence, and now I'm going to well, build another ore refinery, because you can see that my ore is actually dropping. Now it was 8k like earlier when I mismanaged it a bit, but now it's starting to drop. It's only 1k now, so it's definitely a time to get that extra ore refinery. And now we're going to try and go down. We've destroyed the main buildings of Red's base, and Orange, we will go down to Orange's base, but you can see Orange has got an absolute huge mass of light tanks, and this is just too much for us to deal with at the moment, and we're going to have to pull back. But in Red's base, we've destroyed the ore refinery, we've destroyed the construction yard, which means he's out of ore, so he's no longer going to be able to build any more tanks once he loses this ore. So we just destroyed one of the war factories there, but it doesn't really matter at this stage. And now we're just fighting those red tanks, getting rid of them, because once he loses those red tanks, he's not going to be able to replace them. And yeah, you can see those red tanks now going on low HP. And I just need to pull back a little bit. I've got another ore refinery, but couldn't really place it in a good position. So, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a couple more ore trucks, because my ore situation is getting a lot worse. I'm just having a look now for Orange and where Orange is, because I can't see him anywhere. I was expecting him to come on the attack. And I just need to be aware of what's going on in other parts of the map. So if Orange isn't, like, if he's not going for my base, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and go around the back and attack the back of Orange's base. Because Red's not really much of a threat now. Sure, he could get, like, you know, a few, like, 1 or 2 tanks. I think he's using all his tanks anyway to attack Cyan. So what I'm going to do is, while he's attacking Cyan, is I'm going to go for the back of Orange's base. Let's see if Orange realises this, because we could do a lot of damage here if we're lucky. But no, you can see Orange is trying to bring his light tanks in. So I'm just going to try and take out a couple of those ore trucks maybe, but as we see, there's a lot of light tanks coming in now, and we're going to try and take this fight and see if we can break through. But yeah, as we saw before, Orange does have a lot of light tanks available, and it just looks like I'm going to be outnumbered. I'm now getting my radar dome down so I can see what's going on in different parts of the map, and I can also see that blue is almost out of the game, and we can see also green moving some troops up to attack Cyan. So it looks like we're in a little bit of trouble here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull back a little bit and just regroup. Now what I'm looking at down here is so we're going to see where Cyan goes at this point. I'm just very aware that at the bottom left of the map as well, we've got a lot of gems. So Cyan's going to be able to use those before too long, not before too long. And yeah, we're just going to try and place our tanks here for now. That orange mass just looks a little bit too big at the moment, but he's made a little bit of a mistake. And those light tanks going around the other side, we managed to get a few sort of like free kills there without losing any tanks. So that was just a little bit of bad positioning from Orange. Of course, the tracking in this game isn't the best, so when you do command your tanks to go somewhere, sometimes they go around the way you don't expect. But this time, Orange moving to the right a bit more clearly. I'm just seeing if I can get to the back of his base. But he split his tanks up, and you can see he's got a group of tanks heading to my base. So I'm going to send all my tanks back now, because I just don't have enough tanks to fight battles at both places. And those light tanks coming in for the attack now. So we'll try and take them out. You can see immediately those light tanks going for the ore trucks. And that's not too bad for me, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and reduce that tank mass down, because that's a big advantage that Orange has over me. He just has more tanks at this stage in the game. So we're trying to take out those orange tanks. Let's see if we can defend this so far. So far it's looking all right, but what we can see is Orange has started to move his tanks that were defending his base up to the top of the map. So although we're winning this fight at the moment, though he's going to get a lot of reinforcements soon, and we're going to have to see how this goes. Is Orange going to have just too many tanks? Am I going to be able to hold off? That's the question. And you can see those tanks coming in from this base, and it's just too many at the moment. And my heavy tanks are getting a bit crushed. And yeah, he's just whittling them down, and it doesn't look like I'm going to have enough to defend, so I'm going to have to pull back. Now I'm just pulling a couple of ore trucks back as well, just so they don't get destroyed, because those light tanks will make short work of them. And now I'm bringing my heavy tanks back to my base, just in range of the Tesla coil. The big he's having to go now. The big problem was going to be there was that I didn't have any ore. And my ore reserves are very low. And you can see the ore patch to the top right of my base is almost gone. So I was quite fortunate there that Orange didn't go on to attack the rest of my base. But as you can see, Cyan was going on the attack and Orange needed to defend from that. And you can see again, Orange is splitting up his troops. You can see me going down to the bottom of his base. You can also see Cyan in the middle of the map. And what I'm trying to do here is I don't have that many tanks, so I'm not going to be able to mount a very good assault. But I'm going to try and make it... I'm forcing Orange to bring tanks down to the bottom left. So then Cyan has a better chance in the middle. And now we're just going to see how much damage we can do here. Going for that ore refinery. Let's see if we can get it down. It'll just mean his ore trucks have to travel further. And it is on low HP and it looks like it's going to go down. And we're going to try and go into his base and see how much damage he can do. We can still see Cyan in the middle. And hopefully he'll be able to do some damage to Orange at the top of the map. Or with Green, because Green's still in this game as well. And you can see Orange placing some, like, pillboxes down. And even though they don't do too much damage, they do a bit of damage over time. And if there's a lot of them, then it will have an effect on those heavy tanks. And you can see my heavy tanks just, they've all been obliterated, really, at this point. Although I've got some visibility, I know where the best... just a scene where I can do some damage, really. But you can see he's got a massive light tanks there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull back now all the tanks that are going there. And you can see Red going on the attack. He's got some infantry there. And he's got an engineer. We managed to get a squash on that infantryman. So we're going to keep that ore refinery alive. And I can see that Cyan is defending from Green there. And yeah, I'm just trying to get a bit more established in that position and just keep the pressure on. Because that's the thing, I need to keep the pressure on the other team so then Cyan's not left on his own. Because if Cyan gets left on his own, he could get destroyed. Same with me. If Cyan didn't attack, I'd be left on my own. And if Cyan hadn't attacked earlier, Orange would have destroyed me for sure. So it's just about both of us keeping that pressure on. And now we're taking out that ore truck for Orange. So that's going to hurt his economy. And we can see that they've pretty much ran out of ore on the bottom of the map. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to join Cyan in the middle there because he's just doing some good damage to those ore trucks. And I'm going to join him there and try and like help him hold against Orange. Because if we can deny them that ore patch, it's going to be very, very hard for the other team. I don't really have much at the moment though to like send in, but yeah, I mean it's a decent number of tanks. I guess it's gonna, like, if you get like about 8 heavy tanks in there, something like that, it's going to make quite a bit of difference. And now you can see Cyan with the medium tanks, me with the heavy tanks, and Orange with that big mass of light tanks. But that light tank number is starting to fall, and this is really crucial for us because that light tank mass has just been so big all game. It's been really hard to mount any sort of attack because we've just been absolutely swarmed. And it's because like the bottom of that map does have a lot of ore, and you can see they've used it all up now, so it's going to get a lot harder for them from now on. And now I'm just trying to take out some of those ore trucks of Orange, try and deny him that ore from the middle of the map. And I can see Blue is signalling something there, but I don't know quite what it was. I think that's 3 ore trucks of Orange down. Can we get another one down? That one's on really low HP, and it looks like it's possibly just going to get back, or not. I thought it was going to go back to his base then, but he seemed to turn it around, so we managed to, sort of get that one down now. But what's happened is our tank mass has gone. Cyan has lost all his medium tanks. I've lost all my heavy tanks, so we're going to need to go back to our bases and sort of regroup and launch another assault. But now we can see Orange going to Cyan's base, and Cyan destroying that bridge, making Orange go round the long way. And the problem is Cyan needs to mine that ore now in that middle pass there. What I'm going to do though is, instead of going over to that side of the map and leaving my base undefended, I'm going to go to the bottom here and launch an attack on Orange. Yeah, and you can see Orange pulling back. He immediately sees what I'm doing, and he's having to pull back. So Cyan's Autrux are going to be okay for the time being in that middle patch. And we're just going to try and take out this base of Red's, his last building, and get rid of him out of the game for good. So we have no like low infantry or any coming to my base. But even though it wouldn't matter because I've got those Tesla coils now. Right, so we're going back to our base now, regrouping. You can see Orange going back to the middle of the map, and there are some Orange Autrux there. So what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to go to that middle patch once again. You can see Cyan going there as well, and I'm going to be going down there. And Green is out of the game. I don't think Green had much left. I think he just had like a few infantry, and once they were gone, I think his Autrux and everything had been destroyed. Right, let's have a look here. So I can see that Autrux there. So I think the main thing at the moment is trying to deny Orange ore. Because as long as we can do that, then he's not going to be able to build many tanks. And you can see Orange going for the attack on me at the moment. Am I going to get this Autrux down? And you can see him pulling his Autrux back to his base. He's got about 4 there. So he had quite a good number there. And you can see Orange following me with all his tanks. But Cyan has got some tanks in the middle of the map, so we'll have to see what he's able to do. And does Orange have the tank numbers anymore? We can see he's starting to transition into medium tanks, which have better HP. But the tank numbers are nowhere near as large as they were before. And this time, I've probably got the better economy. I'm going to be able to outproduce in terms of tank numbers. All I need to do is remember to actually build tanks. As you can see, I'm not building them at the moment, and that's why I've been losing my sort of tank mass. And I've stacked a ton of ore. And you can see me just build another war factory there, trying to use up that ore that I've been stacking. And you can see those Cyan Autrux really having to do some long distance mining from his base. Yeah, it's that's one of the things about the top of the map. Yeah, it's not so good for ore. I mean, what Cyan probably needs to do is just to expand downwards, and then he could actually cross the river with using ore silos and expand into that middle ore patch. I can see on the radar screen that Cyan's in the middle of Orange's base, and there's going to be no way back for Orange now. Because I'm going to just attack his Autrux, Cyan's going to destroy his base, and that's going to be game over. A bit of a scrappy game, I should say, from me. I mean, I was taking like low numbers of tanks and just keeping the pressure on at all times. But I mean, that was really needed, I think, just to make sure that the Orange didn't destroy one of our bases while the other one was taking a break. So that meant we were both attacking all the time. And that did save me in the middle of the game when Orange was about to destroy my base. And Cyan then attacked in the middle of the map. And that sort of saved me. And hopefully I helped Cyan by keeping on attacking at all times. Because then Orange had to focus on 2 places. Although it wasn't the most efficient game in terms of tank numbers, kills versus tank losses. But anyway, in the end of the game, we managed to gain map control and in the end win. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video.